What's up, YouTube? Pictures by Schoolboy back again, and welcome back to another Photoshop tutorial. So today's tutorial is basically about frequency separation and the right way to do it. Frequency separation isn't just about making the skin looks smooth as possible and blending in the skin tones and making the skin looks as nice as possible. There is a wrong way to do it and there is a right way to do it. Recently I've noticed something on social media. Anytime I'm on Instagram and I come across a picture, most of the images that I come across, I tend to see that the picture looks nice overall, but then it's missing something on the skin. So most of the times you see that the skin doesn't look as natural as possible, or doesn't feel as natural as possible, and that is because the radius that the person used for the frequency separation wasn't the right radius for the skin. And today I'm going to show you how to get the right radius for the skin, just to make the skin looks as natural as possible even after retouching. So before we get into the video, you already know, make sure to subscribe if you haven't, and turn on your post notification to be the first to see anytime I drop a new video. Alright, so let me make my frequency separation real quick. As you can see, I just duplicate my background layer, and here is where everything starts. So you have to blur your first layer, so let's go ahead and blur it. And this is where I'm talking about. You see, you have to choose the blur for the down layer, and when you are done, and let's say if you are retouching with the lasso tool, I know most of the people retouch with the lasso tool because the brush tool isn't convenient when you are using a mouse, and the number of people who uses mouse to retouch are more than the number of people who uses a graphic tablet to retouch. So it all comes down to the blur. So as you all know, you have to choose a radius of the blur whereby it's it covers the blemishes on the skin, but the blur doesn't have to be too low and the blur doesn't have to be too high. If it's too low, you have the problem that I was talking about, and if it's too high too, you are going to face the same problem. So you want to choose the blur that works perfect with the skin tone, and you can't do it just at once. Let's say I'll just take 5 and then I'll go and then do the frequency separation. No, it doesn't work like that. You have to, sometimes you have to do it multiple times, because after doing it, let's say if I choose 5 for the radius of this blur and start with the frequency separation, if it doesn't work with the skin textures well, I have to know and start the frequency separation all over again. So for this tutorial, let's use 5 as the radius so that you see what I'm talking about before we start fixing it. So you come here and then apply image layer 1, subtract, and then you change the blend mode to linear light. So this is where you start working on the skin. So let's say you select this area, and then you have to apply your blur again. So let's use 20 for the blur. If you use 20 for the blur, as you can see, the skin looks smooth and nice, but it doesn't look natural. As you can see, here is the before and here is the after. The skin looks very smooth and it's nice, but it doesn't feel natural, or it doesn't look natural, and that is what I was talking about. So let's do the same thing on her forehead so that you see the impact more. So as you can see, the skin looks smooth, and I can remove these little pimples with the clone stamp too, and it will look pretty nice, but it doesn't feel natural as I was talking about. Let me zoom out. So here is the before and here is the after. It doesn't feel natural simply because I didn't choose the right blur radius for the skin. So we are going to delete this folder again and do the frequency separation again. And this time around we are going to maneuver our ways to get the right radius for the skin textures. So I'm going to apply my blur again. So at this point I have to use a blur around 10 or 9. Let's see, here is 10. I think 10 is a little too much. It covers the blemishes too much, and you also have to note that the higher the blur, the more skin texture that you retain. So if you use a low skin, if you use a low blur radius, the skin is going to look plasticky and it wouldn't feel natural, as I was saying. And if you use a too high blur radius too, it's going to look weird. So you have to be in between high and low. So we are going to use 9 for the radius. Yeah, I think 9 is a little bit normal, and we are going to use a little bit high radius when we are doing the skin. So let me apply the image real quick and let's get into that. Yeah, so this time round, during the first one we used 5 for the low frequency layer. Let me name it low frequency layer. And then we used 20 for the high frequency layer. Yeah, but this time around we are going to use 9 for the low frequency layer and around 30 to 40 for the blur. So let's start working on the skin and see the radius that we are going to use and see how well it's going to work. So let's use 30 and see. Yeah, as you can see right now, even if I zoom out, you wouldn't know that I've performed frequency separation on her skin because it looks more natural. Let's do 35 and see. Yeah, I think 35 is fine. So here is the before and here is the after. Before and after. As you can see, this one looks more natural because we chose the right radius for her skin texture, and it varies according to the image that we are retouching. Sometimes if it was to be a different image, I wouldn't use the same radius to get the right skin texture. It really depends on the person's skin and the radius that you are going to use. So let's use the same 35 right here. So as you can see, here is the before and here is the after. This one looks more natural as compared to the first one that we did, and this is what I am talking about. So anytime you are retouching the skin, you don't have to rush. You have to take your time to get the perfect radius of blur for the skin, and when you get it, and then you can speed things up. But if you speed things up right from the beginning, I don't think you are going to get a perfect skin texture for your image. So let's do here too and see. As you can see, this one looks more natural. Let me do her nose too. There aren't much blemishes on her nose, so we are going to reduce the blur. We are not going to use the same 35 radius of blur for her nose. It's going to look weird. As you can see, it looks weird. It doesn't look natural. So I always reduce the blur for the nose. So I use 35 for the entire face, and I'm going to use, let's say, 20 or even 15. Yeah, no, let's do 18. Yeah, so as you can see, her skin looks more natural, even though we've performed frequency separation. So I'm going to go ahead and remove the little pimples on her skin with the clone stamp tool, so that you get to see the impact very, very well. So this is what I was talking about, and I really hope this video, help you. I know a lot of people are facing this problem because there are few images that I see on Instagram which has amazing skin textures. Anytime I see a nice image on Instagram, there is always something wrong with the skin texture, but the color grading and everything else will be on point, but there is always something wrong with the skin texture. So I thought I should make this video to educate people on how to get the right skin texture. It's just a matter of experimenting with the radius of the blade. You don't have to choose just one radius and just move on with it. If you choose the radius and you think, and if you see it doesn't work best with the skin texture, delete it and choose another radius. Don't use the same radius even though you know that it doesn't look nice, or it doesn't look the way, oh shoot, it doesn't look the way you want it to look. So I just removed just a few blemishes, and as you can see, it looks very, very nice right now. It looks so nice right now. So here is the before and here is the after. As you can see, it looks natural and doesn't look weird. Yeah, so that will be the end of today's video. I hope you found this video very useful. If you did, please make sure to like the video and also share to a friend or someone who is facing the same problem, or someone you think this video might be very helpful to. And I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.